Jai Shri Ram everyone. This is my personal take on the movie Adipurush. I have watched it twice on both the opening days, despite all the reviews and all the controversies happening around. And these are certain words that I wanted to say. So I don't know where Lord Ram is insulted in this movie. Okay, if you listen to that song Jai Shri Ram, Raja Ram, you just swing to it. And I have gone only to see Ram, only to see Ma Sita, right? That's it. Okay, Ram, Ram, Ram. If somebody is showing Ram, you go there, you listen to it. That's it. If really Ram was insulted in that movie, I could have taken it to those people who have done it. Okay, so just a few points I would like to talk about, right? The graphics part of it is good but not great. Okay, but the second time I watched it, I liked it more. Now Ramayana is a long epic, right? And I am a reader of Valmiki Ramayana, so I know I have been reading since last 4 years I have been reading Valmiki Ramayana, so I know the details rather than all these jokers and the protectors of dharma who are talking about Ramayana as if they know it, right? Talk to me. Okay, I know Valmiki Ramayana. I read it daily. Okay, how many of these people even know Valmiki Ramayana? This guy has made a movie for the new generation, right? And those people who don't even know who are the sons of Sumitra. Recently, kids were asked the question, who are the two sons of Sumitra? Who are they? You might also be not knowing now, right? So people could not answer that. Okay, so he tried to modernize Ramayana, and coming to the costumes part of it, people said, oh, Ravan, how can he be depicted like that? Okay, so how do you kind of presume that this is the only look for Ravan or Ram for that matter? Okay, if you see Valmiki Ramayana, if you read it, they have described it beautifully, right? I mean, the Rakshasas or the demons, they had different kinds of styles, lifestyles, living, lots of things, right? And how can you just say, oh, I have to have a crown on my head, no beard, and then I am Ravan? Nowhere it is told. Okay, yes, there are many inconsistencies in the movies which I will also cover. But nothing is hitting our dharma, right? In a bad way. I'll describe those points also. Yes, Lanka is described as a golden city, but here it's shown as a dark city. Fine. Okay, we'll maybe leave it to that. They have shown the darkness as that of a tamas, of a demon. Okay, and the end war is shown fully in clouds and darkness, and that is how it is described in Valmiki Ramayana. It shows that the sky was fully black and red, and the clouds were as if it was kind of the end of the world. It was an apocalypse kind of a situation. Right, that destruction, end of the world is kind of portrayed by the clouds or in the sky, all the birds, the deadly sounds and everything. Ramayana war was far, far, far more bloodier than even the Mahabharata war. Okay, so that depiction is fine, how they have showed it. Right, now coming to Ram and Lakshman, some jokers, right? Those the protectors of dharma, they said, oh, we are used to not seeing beard and moustache for Ram. Abhe gadho, Ram and Lakshman were in forest for 14 years, okay? So you think that they won't have beard and mouth? They are not male people? Yes, they might have been shaving when he was living a grihasthashram. Okay, so but does that mean that that when he was roaming in search of Sita, he will be shaving and he wants to look like you want to see Ram? हमारे भगवान को हम ऐसा दिखाए जब वो राज कर रहे थे तो he was clean shaven and everything fine. Okay, I am not saying that the makers of the movie showed it great, but Prabhas was looking good as Ram. Okay, certain areas he could have shown better, certain aspects of it they could have covered better. Okay, and then coming to the Tapori language, right? What Tapori language? Hanuman is saying, मैं तेरी जला दूंगा, तेरी बाप की जलेगी. मैं बोलूंगा, right? अगर आके कोई मेरी माई को ले जाएगा उधर, he put her there. What do you mean? Okay, so God should not talk Tapuri language? Is basically this Tapuri language created by somebody else? Did you read Valmiki Ramayana? In Valmiki Ramayana, after Hanuman and co, they have found Sita, they come back to Kishkinda, and then they are so elated and overjoyed that they jump into a garden of Sugriva. Okay, and in that garden is a garden of honey, and then they basically destroy that garden and drink that honey, and Sugriva assigns a gatekeeper to that garden. His name is Dadhimukha. He comes there and then warns them. And what do? All of these people, Angad, Hanuman, everybody, all the monkeys, right? All the monkeys, many of the monkeys, they show him their Deva Marga. Now, what is Deva Marga? Different interpretations are given. But experts have clearly told they show their ass. Okay? Monkeys, they are monkeys. Okay? Monkeys means not this monkeys that we see today. Right? They are monkey kind of people with monkey kind of intellect, thought, right? So they did great job in serving Rama, but that nature of monkey is there in them, right? And all these people who are talking today, including all these great sages of this day, say that man evolved from monkey. Okay, our scriptures don't accept it. They never say man evolved from monkey, right? You read Valmiki Ramayana again, wherein Jatayu describes how all species were created together. Oh, now for today's intellectual world, it's very shocking to say that, how can man give birth to serpents and birds and other things? You won't get it. Your intellect is limited to what you see today, that's it. Okay, so I don't believe that. Okay, and some country has said that Sita is called as the daughter of Bharat. So we will not watch this movie. I mean, you are not basically, you know what is Bharata Varsha? When we do our Sandhya Vandan, we say basically Bharata Varsha, Bharata Khanda. Right? In Bharata Varsha is the whole of Asia. At least as of today's this thing, that the continents have drifted a lot. Right? And in that Bharata Khanda is basically you can consider as India. There are many other countries with due respect in that. Okay? And we respect all those countries. But how do you take that just by the use of word Bharat? Okay, we are saying that this is only this country? No, nowhere it's said. Ramayana in fact is celebrated in Thailand, in the Far East, in Indonesia, etc. as it is celebrated in India and Nepal and many other countries. With due respect, right? And then the expanse of Rama's kingdom, and even before that Bharat's kingdom, by whom this whole Bharatavarsha is known, was huge, was far. Right? So, but just by using the word Bharat, why are you getting this problem? Right? So, these are some of the objections that people have raised that I wanted to comment upon. Right? And then coming to the inconsistencies in the movie, yes, there are inconsistencies, but nowhere they have insulted Ram. Okay, I will talk about certain things if I were to say so many things. Right? Okay, they have shown Ram as wearing Rudraksh. Nowhere in Valmiki Ramayana, Ram or Lakshman have been described as wearing Rudraksh. Okay, nowadays it has become fun. The Almighty has landed up in this world as Ram. But he is basically, that they reduce him saying that, Ram worshipped this person, Ram worshipped that person, Ram worshipped that goddess. Otherwise he's very weak, he can't battle. In our own society, during Dashara, okay, one great gentleman, as if he knows everything, right? He calls people during Ravan Dahan, he calls all the kids and he explains, Ram has to do that Chamunda Vrata, that Vrata, this Vrata, otherwise, they could not kill Ravan and Indrajit. Nowhere it is told in Valmiki Ramayana, which is the most authentic Ramayana. Okay, people, lots of bhaktas have written different Ramayans later. Yes, if you treat them as a perspective of bhakti, then okay. Tulsi Ramayana, other Ramayana, this Ramayana, that Ramayana, they are all great devotees, they have written it. But they shouldn't have written it. If you go by this particular movie saying that, he should not have made that movie. Okay, because he is insulting Ramayana, then all these people who came after Valmiki have insulted Ramayana. We can say that, but we don't say that. We respect them and we revere them, right? But still I would say, there was no necessity for any of them to write it. Okay, due to their bhavadvega, due to their love in their heart, they have basically interpreted it. Somebody told Hanuman has written a Ramayana which is greater than Valmiki Ramayana because Hanuman is a great bhakta. Hanuman is a fantastic bhakta. Agreed. But Hanuman himself has discarded his Ramayana. Do you know that? He said, I cannot write like Valmiki. Valmiki was blessed by Lord Brahma himself. Okay, to write Valmiki Ramayana. He has seen the entire Ramayana. He was residing in the time of Rama, but by the time he started writing Ramayana, lot of that, the Ramayana was already over. So he saw what happened, he saw what is happening, and he saw what is about to happen, and he wrote everything as it is. Okay, so people don't read Valmiki Ramayana. They don't know what it is. They don't know Sanskrit. They don't make an effort, right? And then all this nonsense. Nowhere it is shown in Valmiki Ramayana that Rama worshipped this god, that god. Nowadays it's become a fashion. Anywhere you see Rama worshipping something. I am not saying by Rama worshipping he becomes less, or he becomes different, or somebody else becomes great. Yes, Rama was a human being, first of all. He is not a god. And with due respect, he could have worshipped different gods while he was walking, or he could have at least prostrated and saluted everywhere. He prostrated to the great rishis. Forget gods. He basically prostrated to the ocean itself. Okay. When the word Mahadev is used, basically there it is described as the ocean. He is basically prostrating before the ocean. And then finally he loses his this thing, and then he says, I will fire this. In the end, when I'll destroy this ocean, and that's when the ocean comes out, saying, sorry Ram, this is my nature. It says. In the end, after the battle, all the gods, including Lord Brahma, Rudra, everybody comes and they say, oh Ram, why are you testing Janaki? Do you know who you are? Do you know who she is? You are that Lord Narayana himself. Okay. And then Rama just says, I am just a human being. That's all I know. Okay. So the gods themselves have praised him as the Paramatma Narayana. And our guys, our jokers here, they basically say, no, he is a lesser soul, he is that, he is this, etc., etc. And somebody is trying to glorify him, and then they basically create all these things, right? A movie like Pathan releases, and they are making huge noise. Oh, this is a fantastic movie. Okay, I am a Shah Rukh fan and all, but I was thoroughly disappointed watching that movie. What the bullshit are you showing? ISI basically helping Raw. I mean, don't you find love stories except with ISI? Who are these jokers who are making these movies? You don't have any problems basically about that movie. Okay. And then all these critics today, they basically comment on it, and somebody has made an effort to show Ram in a good way. Where has he insulted Ram, you tell me? Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Raja Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Raja Ram. Beautifully, he has portrayed Ram in the most beautiful way that is possible. Now somebody might say that, okay, that old Ramanand Sagar thing was better than this, or that old Jai Santoshima was better. I mean, the world has basically become horrible. I don't know whether people have a lot of time on their hands, or is it because of the social media bullshit or whatever. Anything controversy. Anything controversy. Right? Oh, how can you watch that movie? I mean, why? It's my right. It's my Ram. I will watch that movie. Everything is a controversy now. During those days in 1980s when that serial released, there was no controversy like this because the social media was not that strong maybe. Otherwise they could have created furor over that also. Today you tell me how many people of you are talking about Ramanand Sagar Ramayana will sit and watch it continuously 10 times, full 50-60 episodes that were there. I remember watching it as a kid and I liked it, but later on when I watched it, continuously somebody is washing the hands of and legs of Ram, some sage, and then continuously that sage's eyes are shown for 5 minutes, and then Ram's eyes are shown for 5 minutes, like this. 5 minutes this, 5 minutes that. Okay, they were trying to portray the emotions that were there, but 5 minutes. Ram was great, Arun Govind was great, agreed. But how many of these jokers who are talking about will watch that? I am not saying basically that, discard that, watch that if you want to. More than that, as it was told in this movie itself in the beginning in the disclaimer, read Valmiki Ramayana. Okay, if you don't want to watch this movie, just want to read Valmiki Ramayana, well and good, do that. But I enjoyed seeing Ram. Ram. I only saw Ram there, nothing else. If you are a devotee of Ram, support people who are making movies on Ram. Another inconsistency that is shown in the movie. Okay, in that Kharadushana battle, in the first battle that Ram fights with so many demons, Valmiki Ramayana clearly says Ram only took one step back in that whole war. He killed 14,000 demons single-handedly. Lakshman and Sita were in a cave, and he asked Lakshman to protect Sita. And single-handedly, he destroyed 14,000 demons. In that entire war, he took only one step back. That is to basically take a proper aim of his bow and release it. Gain a stability. Like you take a step back, right? Ground your foot and then aim at the demon. But that one step back is described a lot by Valmiki. That one Apasarpati, basically it is called as, that he takes a step back, right? If I remember that word correctly. And these people have shown that Rama is lifted and then thrown and all. Even in the end war, right? If you were to really find inconsistencies, find these. Ravana is shown basically bashing Ram and throwing him. Nothing like that happened. And then Hanuman actually coming to Ram's rescue and lifting him. Nothing. If you read the thing, basically Ram was continuously he was battling with Ravana from the floor, and then Hanuman sees that and then he lifts Ram on his shoulders. And continuous battle happens between Ram and Ravan on the shoulders of Hanuman, when Ram is on the shoulders of Hanuman. And it is also told in some of these versions that Hanuman was fully blood, he was tainted with full blood because the arrows of Ravan were hitting him. Ram sees that and then he gets angry and then he destroys the chariot and the crown of Ravan, and then Ravan falls down on the ground. In this movie, it is totally opposite to what is shown in this movie. Ravan falls down on the ground and then Ram says, you go. Okay, I am giving you. Think about it. Come back tomorrow. Okay, take rest and come back to tomorrow if you have the energy to fight me. That is Ram. Okay, in this movie it is shown differently, right? As if he is weak. If I want to, I can also point out these inconsistencies. But these people have tried to make a movie as if in that hero takes 10 hits and then finally he gives a final hit to the villain, right? These people are in that mold. The makers, we can't help it. Okay, I do say that the maker should have done more research, definitely. Okay, if you want to make a movie on Ram, do more research. Okay, and make it better. Okay, if they have insulted Ram, I could have taken, or any of the devotees of Ram should not remain silent to that. Nothing like that. They did their best with whatever resources they had to glorify Ram. Okay, in the final battle, when Ravan goes back after being defeated on that day by Ram, he goes back and thinks, is this Lord Narayan himself? How am I able to not withstand him? He pauses for a while when battling with Ram and says, what a warrior he is. Not just him, Jambavan and many other monkeys, they are lost in between when they watch the glory of Ram in the battlefield, how he is throwing his arrows at the enemies. That is his power. That is how he should be shown. Okay, but all in all, Prabhas did a good job, and I am not a big fan of Prabhas because this is other nonsense nowadays, right? These fans, right? I mean, especially in our Telugu movies, right? I don't know. They don't have anything else in life except for a hero, and then they are fans. Somebody says something to that hero, they bash them. Right, some fan was basically somebody who was making negative comments was hit. That should not be how it is, right? So I am not a fan of anybody, and I am not getting any this thing promoting this movie. You don't watch this movie, no problem. Read Valmiki Ramayana or read whichever god you want to worship. Go worship him. Do your things. Don't waste your money or whatever. Sit at home. Sit at home. But unnecessarily don't spread negative negative remarks without even knowing your history. If you really want to say how the presentation or the get-up of a person should be, Ravan, everybody being the Brahmin or whatever, they should have a shikha here. Okay, this is the portion. They should have. I too don't have it. Okay, this is what people were supposed to wear back then. Are they wearing that? Did they show that in Ramanand Sagar's Ramayana? What is this U mark here? Just a white mark that many people wear. This mark that I am seeing here, this is where worn by Sri Vaishnavas. Okay, Vaishnavas or the followers of Sri Vaishnava or Ramanuja, right? Whichever caste, whichever this thing they are born, they wear this mark. How many people you see wearing that mark? Okay, anything they put, any this thing, right? That is a mark, right? Religious mark. A bindi, a circle bindi is shown on Sita's head, even in this movie, or a forehead, in any movie, right? It is supposed to be slightly vertical. That is what the females were supposed to wear. Are they wearing it right now? Vermilion is supposed to be worn. Are they wearing it right now? They are wearing bindis, right? So if you want to show, there are many things which unfortunately the makers of this movie or Ramanand Sagar or that Sagar or this Sagar, nobody knows. Okay, the facts, they don't know about it. Okay, so just take what is good in that, watch it as a devotional movie. Okay, I for one am not a supporter of Advaita. Okay, I can find n inconsistencies in that. Okay, those who want to follow it, they follow it. But in this movie, there is a song saying Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Okay, that Ravan is singing before Lord Shiva. Okay, should I be angry about it? Okay, it is not matching my views. No, I need not be. They are showing their views of it or somebody's views of it are in those songs. If technically you have to sit and debate with me, I will show you what philosophy I follow and why I follow that. You don't know, you don't have time, right? So there are n things that you want to basically to argue about. If you want to really argue about Ramayana, right? But if you just want to watch it as a movie, that too as a movie that basically depicted our God and tried to bring him to the children who are lost today, nowadays watching Avengers and that nonsense and everything, they don't know anything about our culture or about gods. Okay, something they brought to it. Why can't you just watch it as some... have you seen that serial Jai Hanuman that is shown on our TV? Is there any bloody authenticity to that bastards who make Jai Hanuman serial? They show Hanuman doing anything and everything. Hanuman is a great personality, a great God, God-like, okay, great servant of God actually, right? That makes him God-like, okay. But him showing, that every demon, every this thing. Have you basically seen all these mythological serials that are being shown on the TV? They're actually myths. Okay, our history, our itihasas are not mythology. Our Puranas don't call them mythology. Our itihasas don't call them mythology. They are not. But what these jokers show on TV in the name of our Puranas and itihas is mythology. Is bullshit. Nobody comments about all these serials. Okay, but somebody tried to show, and Ramayana is such a big thing, right? In 3 hours he had to show everything. So yes, he missed some of the very key points. He tried to show it differently. Okay, and there are stories wherein basically the demons play a gimmick with Ram and Sita, saying that Ram, Sita has been killed or Ram has been killed. Right? They basically try to do all these gimmicks, right? So they try to show these things in a slightly so that basically Ram leaves the battlefield and goes away. They try to basically portray this differently, not exactly authentically. Maybe they didn't have money, maybe they didn't know about it, maybe only did half research, etc., etc. But it's okay. They showed Ram. They tried to be, how many people are making movie on Ram or all our gods and goddesses nowadays? How many people are making it? We have the Khans, right? Okay, that's it. And then we have the whole industry, making such nonsense movies and intellectual movies which basically denigrate our religion, our traditions. The religion word itself is very bad. Okay, you should not use word religion, and then you are bullshit, right? Nowadays all these yogis, the so-called yogis, right? Secular, they talk about secular, right? Know about your culture or just shut up your mouth. Okay, you do your yoga, I am a yogi, okay, and just shut up. That's it. Okay, don't try to basically denigrate our culture, talking about nonsense. Okay, respect our culture and our philosophies. Now, yes, we should basically give a good feedback to these people who made Ramayana, saying that, okay, you should have done this way, you should have done this way. But what is this bullshit boycott? Just because they got some Saif Ali Khan as Ravan? Saif Ali Khan is an idiot, I agree. He makes all nonsense comments. Okay, and yes, you should perhaps boycott the movie if Saif Ali Khan has been casted in the movie. Agreed. But this is a movie about God, remember. And are you people who are talking so much, are you not sinners in some way or the other? I am a sinner. I have bad thoughts in my mind. Am I eligible to be basically worshipping Ram every day? I do bad deeds. Okay, am I eligible to even go into a temple? I am telling about myself. The greatest of the sinners are given the opportunity to utter his name, to talk about him, to worship him and get rid of those sins. Any sinner, any point of time in his life can keep taking his name. That is the only hope. As long as I am taking his name or thinking about him or trying to portray him to the world like these people have done, I am involved in his thoughts. That's it. If I take my thought away from him, I am going into darkness. So Saif Ali Khan or whichever Khan or whatever, if they have uttered Ram's name or Narayan's name, they have some punya that they have done in their previous lives, that irrespective of them being idiots and denigrators of our culture, still they were blessed by the Almighty. Why don't you see it like that? Okay, Almighty has blessed this fellow also, right? This Joker also. Take it that way. And if you see it as an actor, a pure actor, he has done a great job, okay, in portraying his role as Ravan. Take it as okay, they have portrayed a Joker as Ravan. Now talking about his hairstyles and other things, how do you basically decide what hairstyle Ravan really had? Did you go and see him? Just because Ramanand Sagar put one crown and no beard for Ravan, is that it? As I said, they should have Shikha here, right? And they should be doing all these Vedic chantings and other things. Have all these people shown that? Any of these movies, including the old movies that were showing this, just because somebody has shown somebody something like that, you are fixed in your mind and you are going by that. No, don't do that. Be open-minded. But yes, if Ram is insulted, if our culture is insulted, stand for it. Even in this movie, if there are inconsistencies, point them out. But don't keep, I don't know, for everything, right? Everything there is boycott, condemn. The whole nation is basically, nowadays, I don't know, maybe the whole world, it's in chaos, right? There is no rest anywhere, nothing, okay? Finally, the ending point, I would say, could they have done the movie better? Yes, definitely. But Ramayana is such a huge thing that anybody will never be satisfied. If you are satisfied, then it means that Rama's glory is limited. Rama is limited. Rama is infinite, right? Rama is infinite. He is infinite happiness. You cannot measure him. Vedas could not themselves measure the happiness aspect of that God, right? Forget the other gunas. I am not talking about the jokers who say God is nirguna, right? Nirguna has a different meaning. Okay, we'll not get into that. But basically the thing is, he is infinite, right? Rama is infinite in every aspect that you take. So these kids have tried to do something to portray him to their capability. But when anybody as an audience, as a true devotee of Ram, goes there and tries to watch it, they will not be satisfied, because Ramayana is huge. Ramayana is endless. Ramayana, the depths of Ramayana are, you cannot reach the end of that ocean which basically that end of that deep ocean which is Ramayana. You can never. Every time you read it, it is told it gives a new, great, beautiful meaning and glory to the gunas of that Almighty, right? So they have done their job, whatever is possible. I don't know, somebody, I'm a singer, I sing a song for 5 minutes, I record it, okay, and I practice it for a week or two. And for recording, I spend 3-4 hours on the day I record. Okay, I know what effort it takes to make something. Okay, so you cannot just basically trash away. You are not, first of all, jokers. You are not capable of making anything, right? Nothing, right? So don't just comment. Okay, if somebody has done something wrong, condemn it in a good way, right? If that is really wrong, go ban it, fine. बट अरे उठा के मतलब तुमको अच्छा नहीं लगा तो बोल दो अच्छा नहीं लगा, दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली फाइन. बट कहाँ पे तुम भगवान के लिए किसी ने he tried to do something and I watched it twice and I really liked it. My kids liked it. If you have kids, take them, okay, let them enjoy. Oh, kids को टपोरी language. Oh, what and all you are seeing on your OTT nowadays? What and all the kids are watching nowadays? All these protectors of dharma, are you really protecting your kids from all this nonsense and teaching them only the good thing? If you are doing that, then yes, protect your kids. Don't take them to this movie, fine. यहाँ पे कितना टपोरी लैंग्वेज, क्या टपोरी लैंग्वेज है यार, किधर है? They are monkeys, they talk like that. Have you basically seen anywhere I never described that हे प्रभु, हे आर्य, हे ऐसे ही बात करते थे क्या? Yes, they used to converse in Sanskrit and they have their own languages also. Sanskrit was the main language, of course, and it was a very good language, but that doesn't mean that that Sanskrit didn't, you cannot scold people in Sanskrit, you cannot be angry, you cannot talk differently, right? So there was this movie, I'll give you an example and end it, on Baji Prabhu Deshpande, who is basically a supporter of Shivaji, and he basically protects wages of war against many of these the Mughal rulers, right? At his point of time, he protects Shivaji. And then in that movie, if you see, there's a Pawan Khind, I think the movie's name is. These jokers come and then they are arguing with him that to kill him and other things, and his supporters. And he basically, the whole language there is basically hut, he says. Okay, now if you say hut and then if you use some harsh words against them, does that basically bring the greatness of Baji Prabhu Deshpande down? Baji Prabhu Deshpande was a Brahmin here, and then of course, he might have read many scriptures, and during those days he could have done a lot of things. But just because he is talking differently in a battlefield, does that making him less important? कहाँ यार तुम लोग? जय श्री राम.